Hey y'all, my name is Taylor. I'm a therapist and I love metal music. So we're gonna do a song that I've had a lot of requests for and I'm so excited to react to it. But before we get into Lorna Shore and Pain Remains Part 1, I need to tell you something very important. We have a support wall. It's a place where anybody can comment about anything that they're feeling, stressing them out, big or small, and receive support and love and encouragement from our community. The coolest part is that it's right here in the YouTube comments. So you don't even have to leave. Anytime I say anything or you're feeling anything that you want to share and want to reply for, you just tag @HeartSupport and put it in the comments. Easy peasy. Okay, listen to Lorna Shore, Pain Remains Part 1, and then we'll talk about the lyrics and how they relate to your mental health. Let's do it. In 3, in 2, in 1. They've already got me because it sounds like it's raining, and I love rain, and it's raining outside right now. Ooh, I like it. How cinematic. I love. I can already tell I'm gonna like this a lot. Oh, you can feel that. Oh my God. It just like ends. That was so cinematic. Like I felt like I watched a whole movie. Okay, you guys, I've never really listened to Lorna Shore before. Like, I get the hype. I get it. I get the hype. I need to listen to this whole trilogy. A cinematic masterpiece. The like all the instrumentals were so powerful, and then his voice, and then the part where he gets really quiet. Okay. It's not for me to talk about how amazing vocally and like music compositionally that was, but it is for me to talk about how these lyrics, which I felt in the depths of my soul, relate to mental health. So let's talk about them. You took me by surprise and then you disappeared in the blink of an eye. Let's talk about it. Ghosting. It happens a lot in our culture, whether it's in a romantic relationship or a friendship, where you're speaking with someone, you're building a relationship with someone, you have a friendship with someone, and then they just seem to drop off the face of the earth. And research actually shows that this action can directly lead to an increase in symptoms of depression and anxiety. And that makes a lot of sense, right? There's no closure, there's no understanding of why. And often when this happens, our brain tries to fill in the gaps about why this person did it, why they just ghosted or left suddenly. And usually, when our brain tries to fill in the gaps in that way, it's in a really self deprecating way of, I'm not good enough, they found someone better, I did something wrong, etc. And this is really, really painful. And there's often this belief in society that closure is something that happens between two people. And sometimes it can be. But especially in instances like this, closure is something that has to happen within yourself. And I think that a lot of times, in my experience, there is some closure that can be found between two people, but the majority of closure needs to happen within yourself. And what that closure actually is rewriting the story of, I don't actually want to be friends with or be in a relationship with someone who would treat me that way. Or they must be going through something themselves to engage in this kind of behavior that they know could be really harmful to a person that, even if they don't really care that much about now, at some time they really cared about. And really reframing it, instead of there's something wrong with me that they did this to me, to this is a really immature way to handle any kind of situation. And I deserve to be communicated with, regardless of even if I did do something wrong. I deserve that communication because that's just the kind, empathetic thing to do. And so, really working to find your own closure, I think, is really, really important. Have you ever been ghosted? Is it something you struggle with? Did you just lose someone really suddenly and they left your life without an explanation? Share in the comments by tagging at HeartSupport and we'll reply with encouragement. You're far from my reach, but not far out of sight. Such a beautiful line, and also so relatable in today's society, because with social media, people are often far from our reach, but not out of sight. We can see what people are doing, or at least what they want to show us of what they're doing. And it can bring about this false sense of closeness. And it can also be this like weird form of emotional self harm. Let me tell you what I mean. Often we follow people on our social media feeds who we often compare ourselves to, or who we are not in a relationship with anymore. And there's pain around that Maybe it's an ex, maybe it's a long lost friend, a long lost family member. And then we're seeing what they're doing and we're seeing them having fun with other people. And we create this picture of their life that they're so much better without us, or they're having a great time and everything is good. And all that does is cause us this immense amount of pain. And it makes us feel like, we're not good enough, or our real life isn't good enough, because we're comparing our real life to their life on the internet. And we're constantly faced with the fact that we can see them, but we may not be able to physically reach them. And that can be really hard. And it can take a lot of self control to either unfollow or mute those accounts, because we know it's unhealthy for us, because there's like this something inside of us that like wants to see it, even though it hurts us. But it's really helpful. And that's why I encourage people to, really take a look at what they're allowing onto their social media feed. And if it's people that they're not in a real relationship with, to make sure it's bringing some kind of positivity to their life, like encouraging quotes or healthy recipes or something like that, and not following people that are causing them pain to see. And just really cleansing that feed, because especially if it's something you're looking at all of the time, you don't want it to be something that's creating this big sense of longing. Social media causes enough internal turmoil without adding on following and engaging with people who have caused you pain or are currently causing you pain. Does your social media hurt you? Is it hard for you to not look at accounts of people that you're missing or you're no longer in relationship with? Share in the comments below by tagging at HeartSupport, and we'll reply with encouragement. But within the expanse, I finally see a world without you isn't meant for me. I find that this is the deepest pain of loss, where when you lose someone, you start to question your own time on this earth. The pain of loss, whether it's a breakup or a physical death or the loss of a friendship, feels so overwhelming and so big and so never ending and so expansive that it feels like you can't go on, that this world just isn't for you anymore, because this world of the two of you together doesn't exist anymore. And we have full entire worlds with the people in our lives, right? And that feeling can feel like it lasts for so long and be so overwhelming. I find that when people are experiencing this kind of pain, where they feel like because of this loss of the relationship, this world isn't for them anymore, they're experiencing a lot of tunnel vision. The truth is we have entire worlds with people that we're in relationship with. And often when we lose someone, or when there's big conflict in one of those relational worlds, we tunnel vision in on it and forget the value that all of the other relational worlds offer to us. We can only see this one that's full of pain and loss. And often this one that we are hyper focused on is wrapped up in our identity in some way, of like, I have given pieces of myself away in order to make this relationship work, or I am using this relationship as a way to find my own value. Like, because I am in a relationship with someone that I love, I must be worthy of love, instead of just finding that value internally in our own world. And so it's really important when we find that feeling that our red flag goes up and we say, okay, wait, I must not be seeing the whole picture here. Because if one relationship is going to cause me to question if I should be on this earth anymore, that's not right. Just logically, that's not right, because I have all of these other relationships that are so, so, so important to me. And if I'm not feeling like those relationships are important to me, I don't think that I'm seeing all of it. And also, maybe this is less about the relationship and more about my identity in the relationship, and really starting to look at where your identity is coming from and get curious about it if it is coming from the experience with this individual. Have you ever felt this way? Have you ever lost someone and felt like maybe you don't belong on this world anymore? This world just isn't meant for you? that's a really painful place to be. And we want you to share. You don't have to go through it alone. So share in the comments and tag at HeartSupport, and we'll provide encouragement. Okay, wow. Lorna Shore, you've got a new fan. I'm obsessed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you feel seen and heard. And yeah, subscribe, come back for more, comment and share what you're going through. We would love to hear it. I love you. Mwah. Have a good day. Bye.